Hello and welcome everybody. This is Redmane Plays Games. I'm Redmane, I'm him, and today I wanted to show you how to make this mining drone that I use in almost all of my playthroughs. It's a very simple, lightweight drone that you can program to go out and get ore for you. It's smart enough to go out there, grab the ore, and come back. Um, through the use of the P.A.M auto script, and it's a very cheap ship to make early on, so even if you don't use it for auto mining, you can still use it as a nice dual drill rig to get started. It's got 3 batteries in here, at least 6 thrusters upwards, 2 downwards, and a couple in each direction, which is required um, for the script, but not required if you're just going to tool around in it. I've made a couple improvements since this design, but this one works really well too, so we're just gonna go with it and I'll show you how to get it started. Okay, here we are. So we're gonna go ahead and start building. As when building any small grid ship, you have to start with the landing gear block and go from there. So we'll build up just a few on here. And yes, I am doing this in creative blocks so that you don't have to wait for all the resources. I like to start with the connector, which is on the bottom of these ships. And just to, I know that it's going to be on the bottom. I know it's in the back of the ship. It's a simple block to place. And then second, I place the medium cargo container with a conveyor, the small conveyor port forward. And that's important because we need to use conveyors to reach the cockpit and into the drills so that all of the ore transfers from the front of the ship to the back of the ship, and there's no problem with getting it all out because the connector will connect like this here to the one on the base, and that allows it to pull all of the ore out of the ship and into our refinery and assembler. So the next thing we need to do is small conveyors. Grab a few of those. And we'll put just a few going to the front area of our ship here. We will go ahead and place the cockpit so that those are connected to the front. You can see that the top of the ship is level with the cargo storage in the back, which is important. We try to make this as small a footprint as possible because when you do end up using the P.A.M script, it's going to bore in a pattern, and you want to make sure that the drills are making a hole wide enough for the whole ship to get through. And then we're going to place one more small conveyor block here in the front, and then the 2 drills which we need to grab, drag them onto our menu. And there are other ways to make this ship. I'm sure someone's going to say, hey, but that's not the most efficient. It might not be, but I just really like the design of this ship. I think it looks like a small little cruiser slash, sporty looking ship. And it is only 41-ish blocks more if you add some armor to it. But it's pretty light and does a good job. So as you can see, it doesn't look like much of a ship now, but we're going to go ahead and place the batteries on it. Also, when you place the batteries, the ship will essentially have power, so we'll go in there and turn those off so that we don't waste any energy. Alright, so batteries. I like to have them with uh, the meters on the outside in such a way that it matches that, and as you can see, the back has the little circles, and that's fine. I think that adds to the layout of the ship. If you do have a third battery, which in some of my later designs I don't, I just keep the two. It takes less time to charge, and they're not meant to be super long range, so it doesn't matter. I would place the third battery like so. Okay, so we're gonna go into the cockpit and go to the batteries, shift to click all, and we're gonna turn them off for now. This way we don't waste whatever charge they have, which starts out at about 25%. So a few things that this ship needs to have in order to be successful is an ore detector, because you need to find the ore. I like to place that in the front, right between the two drills. It just helps it look complete. Then up here, I like to place the components that we need for the auto mining. So this is where I would put things like the programmable block, the remote control block. The arrows indicate which way is forward. So as you're placing this block, you'll see that it kind of gives you a good idea of how to place it. Also, the one with the two triangles is the top. And so why don't we just go ahead and bring that right up to the back of the cockpit. That'll be great. And we need a sensor, which also will tell this ship what area to mine in. Can't place it on the top there, can I? That'd be super convenient if I could, but it's okay. We will, it has to be facing a certain direction and a certain angle. It has to match the picture that you see on the right side of the screen where the sensor icon is. So the graphical part needs to be above the small white light. So we will attach that on one side, and we will put the gyroscope on the other side. This ship is so lightweight, it only needs one gyroscope. Okay, so on to the thrusters. I said it right this time, thrusters. And we're going to put one on each of the 6 axes. With the exception of 2 of these on each side for the up direction. Can even go with a third one here. The ore does get really heavy. Man, I almost want to put 4 on each. That would be ideal. But the way I have this one designed is I'll put that 4th set back here in between the batteries, help fill up that empty space, and it'll look similar to what you see over here. Okay, so side to side, and now we just need front and back. And so on earlier designs, I had one here and one here, but I think I'm going to try to keep the batteries up and away from the connector here. And we want this to be symmetrical, so we will do that here and here. And so really that's all you need for this ship to be able to fly. It should be good to go. I didn't add an antenna yet, and you don't really have to um, for the auto mining, but I do like to have one just in case. That would obviously impede the clean look I'm trying to go for. So I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it off from this build. I could also just lay it down in the front. Not like that. There we go. But then that might also impede our vision, so it's not that big of a deal. We won't add it for this one. I would like to have the camera though. Camera is essential for docking purposes. We want to make sure that we can have the white dot at the bottom here so that the camera is aligned right when you go to dock. And I always try to keep at least a few armor blocks on the bottom just to make that look a little nicer. And that's really it. The rest of it is just design, adding some blocks. I also put a merge block on the back of these so when I project them and mass produce them, it's easier just to disconnect the merge block and take the ship away, and then it'll spawn a new image and be good to go. So that's the basics of it. I'm going to go ahead and pretty it up, and then I will be right back. Okay, so we're back. I added a little bit of spunk to it, not too much, but I did go ahead and add a couple of these fun-looking little searchlights to it. And it should be ready to go now. So I'm going to go ahead and yank this block, and that should separate it from the grid. There we go. And we have ourselves a fully flying functional ship. And that's it for today. In the next episode, I'll go ahead and show you how to put all of the things in the toolbar that you'll need to have this be a successful ship, including the docking and having the drills auto, and go through the P.A.M. auto script with you so that you can see what that looks like. Thanks for watching, and hope you found this useful, and I'll see you soon.